I spent many years not knowing myself and being at peace with the daily routines in my life. Then the COVID-19 pandemic gave me an opportunity to look for myself and find my self-confidence. I was once a kid who knew nothing than just to play around at home and even in school. Then I grew up to be a teenager and I still didn't know myself nor understand who I was. I was not sensitive as I ought to be. I also considered myself insecure and lacking confidence. I would ask myself, why? Was it because of where I grew up, the friend I had, the lack of a father figure, or having a distant mother? In my teenage years, I was blindfolded by my circumstances, not knowing what was going on around me, and I was just living day to day without a purpose. As time went by, after graduating from college, I moved to the city and lived with my brother to prepare for my university entrance exam. There, I was exposed to another life better than where I came from, the village. It was also frustrating because it was different from the village, and I didn't know if I could adapt. I was lonely in the city as my brother had to work and only came back late at night, tired and exhausted. So, we didn't have time to talk. Boredom. I made friend with boredom and questioned why I made the decision to come to the city. But I had no choice because I didn't want to fail the entrance exam. If I had stayed in the village, I would not have the time to study at all due to various things such as running errands and having bad electricity. After the exam was done, I decided to stay with my brother for a year. I was still bored and lonely, but I was getting used to the city life, which took me 8 months to adapt. Then I realized that, when there is a change in life situation, there will always be opportunities. That 1 year was the year 2020, during COVID-19 pandemic. Lockdown everywhere with different kind of restrictions, like physical distancing and avoidance of social gathering to name a few. All these restrictions affected me. I couldn't go anywhere and couldn't do anything. I was feeling frustrated and angry at myself. However, this pandemic helped me to figure out who I was and to develop my self-confidence. It was a great opportunity for me to use this lockdown time to discover myself. With nowhere to go, I started thinking of what I can do and how can I do it. Although it took me a longer time to figure it out, now because of the pandemic instead of earlier, but the task was still accomplished. Now I am sensitive as I ought to be. I also consider myself a secured person, and confident enough to face challenges without giving up, through the power of Almighty, prayer, and self-awareness. Through writing, I was able to draw my attention to the path to self-knowledge. The necessary resources are minimal, and the freedom is total. Sitting in front of the blank page, spending a few minutes with myself, and understanding what is happening inside me was a way of taking actions to self-discovery and maintaining a clearer vision of my journey. Our past and our experiences are a great treasure that we must guard carefully and from which we can learn a lot. I tried to make a list of all the significant events since I was born up to the present moment. I wrote down everything that I could remember of what I lived through. I separated the timeline into 2 age ranges and wrote down the major things in my life during those times. From 0 to 16 years old, my parents were separated, and I had a lonely life and going through college. From 17 to 21 years old, I felt lost, so I tried various things to figure out what things I was good at. By writing and rereading my stories helped me find the answers to what I was looking for and understand why I felt so confused and self-conscious. I was able to see how the events in my life shaped my behavior and created the feelings that I had. From there, I could see where I was, and what I was doing, and where I want to be, and what I want to be doing. Then I figured out different ways to pull me from where I was to where I want to be. Through this, I was able to discover the different things I was good at, and these things made me feel confident and happy in giving the purpose in life that I was missing before.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story. For more stories like this, please subscribe and turn on notification. If you can like, share or comment, it will be very helpful to me and very much appreciated.